So what I'm going to talk to you about is some practical stuff mostly. What did we learn? What do we learn? What's the best practice of staying away from all the PAHs, soot, all the cancer-causing carcinogens as good as possible? Last year, I gave this presentation. This link goes to the CTIF webpage. There will be more about the things I do not talk about today, the science, statistics, psychological stress, CO damage, all of the other long-term dangers for firefighters. So you can always look that up. Oh, well, just shut it down. That was in November. You can see that on my mustache. It's Movember. Are you well aware of that? Movember? Yeah, okay, yeah, yes. That's prostate cancer, isn't it? So today I'm gonna just introduce you for the CTIF Health Commission. A little bit about the long-term dangers. What is it? Why is that a problem we should deal with? And a lot about prevention and a little bit about legislation. And then my hour and a half is gone. The Health Commission. It's been created, I don't know when actually, but it's years ago. It just has been sleeping for the last 5 or 4 years. And so it was created again this year. So we had our first meeting in Paris. The highlights of our discussions were occupational cancer, the psychological health, the different vaccination programs that firefighters are in, and the physical health and stress and tests. These are the members of the Health Commission. There are only 6 countries in the Health Commission officially now. However, I urge you, we are like, I think 15 to 18 different countries here today, yesterday and today. So if you can find just one person within your fire service that are interested in these subjects, please let me know, and I will try to add you to the Health Commission. The goal is to have one physical meeting every year, and to create some kind of video conference stuff so we can chat there. So please bear that in mind. Yep. So do we have a firefighter who can understand English? Here, stand up. If there's a firefighter who can understand English. Okay, a firefighter about my size. I need a volunteer. I need a volunteer. Come on. From Slovak? I know there are firefighters from Slovak. Where are you? Where are you? Stand up. Stand up. You raise your hand. Come on. Give us a hand. That's great. Thank you so much. So while I'm speaking, I just need you to wear this, then this, and this. Right?
You have boots?
I don't have boots and I don't have helmets or gloves. Those are the new stuff. Just do that, and I'll continue my lesson. So there's a lot of science, a lot of exposure studies. The studies say that you are exposed to soot, PAHs, a lot of other stuff. You can measure it in your blood and in your urine. So we are exposed, and epidemiological studies, that is counting firefighters, what kind of cancer do they have, and then look at the population, do they have more or less? And this picture, that's a study from Grace LeMaster. It's called the LeMaster study, and that's 32 different studies that she put together and made the conclusion. And you have to read it like this. The risk is when it's 1.00, it's the same as the population. If it's 0.50, we are 50% less represented in that kind of cancer. However, when it's like this, brain cancer, 1.31, what would that mean?
The normal population has a higher chance of cancer.
Oh.
Because it's already 1.3. No.
Maybe I expressed myself wrongly, but you're right, except this is the number for firefighters.
Okay.
These are the number for firefighters, which means that firefighters have a 31% higher risk of getting brain cancer than the population. This is the way to read it. The link here is to our webpage, where you can read more about the different studies. Obviously, we don't have the time today. So, the IAC group under WHS, is International Agency for Research on Cancer. They are grouping the different occupations, the different chemicals, everything. They group it. Group 1 is known cancer causing for humans. Group 2A is probably, and 2B is possible. So firefighters should be here, but they're actually in 2B. They are moving up. IAC only made this monograph once, so next time they'll do it, we'll probably be moved from 2B up to 2A. Just to let you know, it's internationally recognized that this is a real chance for firefighters to get cancer as an occupational disease. And these are the chemicals we know are in every fire, except asbestos, of course, we know that. But those are all group 1 carcinogens, right? And once in a fire, if you mix one chemical with another chemical, there's a chemical cocktail, right? You might have 5 different chemicals. Okay, if you don't want to listen, then bye-bye. Stay safe. And that's again, if there's that kind of oxygen in the room, or that kind of heat. It changes all the time, and maybe it gets more toxic, maybe less, and nobody knows. Not even fire chemists know that, because it's impossible to measure. But we know that all fires have loads and loads of group 1 carcinogens. How do we take it? We take it through breathing. We take it through the digestive system and through the skin. This is the biggest organ, and we absorb things through the skin. We don't think about that a lot. But do you know, have you ever experienced, you've been to a fire, went back to the fire station, took a shower, slept over, and then you came home day after, and the wife or husband says, "Oh, you've been to a fire." How many knows about that? Well, that's a lot of you. That's a lot of you, and because it's in the skin. For every 5 degrees, the skin heats up. It absorbs carcinogens 300% more. We are in a warm environment when we are exposed, so you can count that out. Okay, always use the best PPE. So now I'm going to use here. It's important. Now don't notice the brand, because the brand is not important. It's the protection, and that's important. The protection here is, for example, the hood. We start there, the fire hood. It's like you know it, but this one has a membrane inside. It's called nanoflex, but it's a membrane, and that blocks around 90% of all the bigger sized soot particles, PAHs. So that's a better protection. Everywhere the suit is open, we are exposed to even more carcinogens. That's kind of logic. I warm. Yeah. So you have on white gloves. Those are inner gloves. Now we are talking, of course, of prevention. These are inner gloves. Wear inner gloves. Study shows, there's a Finnish study, Juha Lehtinen. He made studies on inner gloves, like it reduces the soot up to 80%, 80%, just by wearing inner gloves underneath, and it's okay to wear them, no problem. For the fire suit, in this, I don't know what's called in English, but anyway, in this one, it also have nanoflex, so that also blocks, and of course it's attached inside. It also blocks 80% of the carcinogens, of the soot, big particles. And try to lift up here. Yeah. See, there's a. Yeah, great. That's great. Thanks. So you see here, that goes on top of the gloves, of the boots, and even when you sit down as a firefighter, what happens is this, right? But this one stays, and you're still secure. So that's just the improvements of fire suits today. There's still a way to go, for instance here and here, but even the the makers of fire suits knows about this, and they are improving our PPE, which is quite good. And so that's it. Thank you for your help. Well, the only brand you need to see is the one on the back. So thank you for helping. You will have the magazine, and of course
all the equipment.
This one. Oh, and all the equipment. Yeah. Okay, let's put our hands together. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Okay, so we can do things to protect ourselves quite easily. And the hazmat team, maybe at some point we should work together with the hazmat team, because they, if any, have experience on how to not only decontaminate, but what are you doing with the gear once you're out of the risk zone, right? You take off all the gear because it's contaminated, but it's also contaminated when you've been into a fire. So what we did, we're making a study right now called How Clean is Clean, and this is pictures from an academy, and I used 5 minutes to tell the fire. They didn't know anything, so what's going to happen? Except that they had to go into a fire and whatever. So I told them, okay, once you're out of the fire, you go directly to this point, and somebody will be there to help you get off your gear. Once that's done, you go back and roll up the hoses, find the axe, whatever material that you have used, right? And you place it here as well. It doesn't go back on the truck. It's contaminated. And once it goes back on the truck goes back to the fire station. You have cross-contamination. You will spread the materials around the whole fire station. This is not to be taken lightly. Anna Stetch from a British university made those studies, and even in the offices where, well, firefighters, they never go to the office in the full gear. Even in the office areas was full of PAHs, right? It's cross-contamination. This is not rocket science, it's kind of logic, isn't it? So that's what they did. After the fire, they came here. I put out this blanket. Somebody helped them off the tanks, gave them gloves and masks. They put up on their helmet and went back to clean the area. Of course, here is also some water with sugar in it and stuff, so they can cool down and stuff. 5 minutes, I talked to them, they did it. No problem. So the firefighters can do this. They're used to do it in chemical accidents and so on. So they can, of course they can do it. They just need a way to do it, the possibility to do it. The fire service can provide the possibility. Somebody else will come and handle all the contaminated gear. Firefighters don't have to do that. Well, it could be a firefighter, another firefighter, right? We want to avoid cross contamination. And so when they are done rolling the last hose, they go back, they are told, go over to this trailer. Well, this trailer. Somebody will be there helping you off the gear, bagging the gear, cleaning the boots, placing the boots in front of the trailer. Meanwhile, the firefighter goes into the trailer, take off and bags his own inner clothing, goes into the next room, does a shower, takes a shower, go into the next room, put on the dry clothes. Go.
The trailer goes to the scene. The trailer goes to the scene.
That's right. In this case, it's actually a private company that you can call them. Well, if you go to a big fire or fire, just a house fire or whatever, you can call them and they will come and rig it up and do whatever they need to do. That's one way to do it. That's one way to do it. If the fire department are too cheap to make its own truck, that was maybe a little provocative. It's all about money. That is exactly what they did in the northern part of Denmark. They created a truck. When the alarm goes off, actually a part-time firefighter are called in to take the truck, drive to the scene. So he'll be there 10 minutes after the firefighters already are working, right? Which is okay. And he will make it ready, take out a small hose, so when the firefighter comes there, away from the truck, he showers. Not really a lot of water, just to bind the dust, so to speak. Do you follow? Of course you do. He goes inside